And I should say, I hope you are all still there. We seem to have lost the internet connection here in the church about 10, 15 minutes ago. I think we have it back. I think you are there, but I'm not sure. When the Lord speaks to the Samaritan woman, and she speaks to him, the great concern that she has, the big question, is where it is right, where it is possible to worship God. And the background of this is a separation, a schism among the Hebrew people that went back hundreds of years at that time. The difference between those who followed the descendants of David and went to Jerusalem to worship God in the temple that Solomon had built and that had been rebuilt after the exile, on the one hand, and those who did not follow David and his descendants and who refused to go to Jerusalem to worship God, and who instead set up altars on the high places, on all the hills throughout the region of Samaria, north of Jerusalem. And the Jews called them Samaritans, although the Samaritans also had a Jewish heritage. And the Samaritans, they called them Jews, and they knew that this question of where to worship God was the great divide between them. So the woman's question to the Lord is, who is right? Because she sees that he is a prophet. He knows her life, although he had never met her before. He knows what she has done. So she asks him, who is right? Do we have to worship God in Jerusalem, or is it acceptable to worship God here on the hills, as we always have? And he tells her, very soon the time is coming when in neither place, but rather everywhere, the true worshipers of God will worship him in spirit and in truth. And he gives an answer too. He says, the correct answer for now is Jerusalem, but that correct answer is passing away. Even as we speak together, this is changing, he says, because this changes with the coming of Messiah, with the coming of the Son of God. And I, he says, who speak to you, am he. We do not often think of this, of how unusual it is that we are able to build a church in any old place where we happen to buy property. We do not think of how strange it is that we have priests who serve in any church or chapel that might be set up. And yet, this is so. At the time of Christ, there was one place where it was right to worship God, and that place was Jerusalem, in the temple that had been built according to the commandments and the design of God himself. And therefore, we who are Christians, we who build churches, we are the heirs of the promise that the Lord gives to this Samaritan woman, that not in Jerusalem, not on the high places of Samaria, but everywhere, the true worshipers of God will worship him in spirit and in truth. It is in obedience to this word that we have built this church, that we have set up this altar, that we have placed within it the relics of the saints. And it is for this reason that we come here week after week, offering the bread and the wine, and offering even ourselves on behalf of all the universe as a first fruit offering to God. And because the Lord does not say, in churches throughout the world they will worship me in spirit and in truth, but in every place. We may even take comfort in these strange days as we are denied the ability to come into the churches and are kept in our homes. For indeed, the true worshipers of God still worship him in spirit and in truth. And even in our homes, we set up icons. We set up spaces that are set apart for the worship of God. And therefore, we indeed are celebrating, we indeed are participating in the further extension of the presence of the Lord in this world. Our homes are become churches. Our lives are become vessels of his grace. And our words and our actions preach the good news of his presence in the world. All that we need to do is follow him, is be the true worshipers that he prophesies today. Let us resolve to walk this path, to make our homes temples of the Most High God, not only during this time when we are not allowed to come to the churches that we have built in particular, but all the days of our lives. Let our homes and our property and our lives show forth the light and the glory of God. With this determination, please stand, and we will continue the divine liturgy.
The Lord is risen.
Christos anesti.
Alithos anesti.
Christ is risen.
Truly he is risen.
Al Masih come.
Come.
Christos a enviat.
Adevărat înviat.
Christos voskreσε.
Și nu voskrease.
Christos anesti.
Alithos anesti.
May the Lord grant all of you a blessed day together with your families. We would make these announcements. First of all, we will have a period of fellowship on the parish Zoom room. The details of this were in the bulletin that were sent out. Please, you can feel free to join. As soon as I end the feed here, I will turn on the Zoom call. So you can meet and say hello to other parishioners briefly, or you can stay a while. Second, we are trying to have a brief meeting for the Sunday school teachers at 12:30 today, just to discuss how to wind down the Sunday school year and prepare our preparations for the coming year. Finally, the church very much is in need of the financial support of the faithful. We have received a number of donations, especially Easter donations, but what we need above all for the $300 membership, please do not do that. Or rather, instead of doing that, make a commitment. Set it up automatically so that from your credit card or from your bank account, you give to the church $20 a week. Or if you cannot do that, $10 a week. But make it a regular, continuing donation. In this way, you are not trying to give the full amount when you don't know whether you will still have an income in a week or a month. You set it up so that it continues. And then, should your income be interrupted, stop the donation. But please, the information in the YouTube window shows how to do this to make the regular, ongoing donation every week. Please. We need your support. Without the Grecian Center, without the normal income that we have, the church needs the support of the faithful. May the Lord grant you all every blessing as we continue to pray for one another as we continue to serve one another, as we continue to love one another, even from a distance. As we come up on the summertime, we intend a number of additional ministries that we don't usually do, because we know the vacations to Greece are not going to happen. The sending the kids to camp is not going to happen. So this summer will be a time for the community to gather. Again, for this we need your support. God bless you all. Christos Anesti. Christ is risen. Have a wonderful day. I hope to see you all in the Zoom room soon. God bless you.